Subscribe to his YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that you never miss any update.
So hello everyone, welcome to the 13th episode of Ask Me Anything on Facebook Live hosted by Inc42. This is Pallav, your host from Inc42 team, and today's show is going to be extra special because we have with us a very distinguished personality who is single-handedly revolutionizing the, the finance industry in India. He's a child prodigy who finished his 10th grade when he was 12 years old and started college when he was 15. Coming from a small town near Aligarh, he had big dreams, and even though he struggled with his communication skills, he more than made up for it by learning the languages of computer. From selling his first company at the age of 21 to starting 197 and then becoming the youngest billionaire of India, his journey is the personification of the Indian dream. So delighted to welcome Vijay Shekhar Sharma, CEO and founder of Paytm.
Soft applause. Thank you for having me here. And I'm trying to find out the questions that many of us talk on Twitter and Facebook. So delighted to be here. Thank you so much for such nice welcome. The only preferable welcome once if I would have had was, ladies and gentlemen, Vijay Shekhar Sharma, part of U2 stroke Coldplay, whatever.
I have something interesting on that part as well.
How is it?
All right. So everyone who is tuned in right now, the comment section is now open. You can drop in your questions for Vijay and we'll be coming to them shortly. And for today's show, we have added 2 additional rapid fire rounds where we'll be touching on the personal and professional life of Vijay. And I hope we'll be asking some tough questions. So. Okay. Look forward to that.
And every question's answer will be extempore. We've agreed that I don't need to know about the question.
Yes.
So all your questions and everything else will be extempore.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So Vijay, first of all, let me start by congratulating you. Paytm just crossed 100 million downloads on Play Store. Big achievement. No other payment app has done that so far. You are the first one.
Yeah.
Huge achievement. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. And I wish that we were one of those first apps, but koi baat nahi. Flipkart ko bhi congratulations. They were the first one to do 100 million. Just nearly a few days back. Okay. So thank you.
So earlier this year, Paytm wallet crossed 200 million registered users.
Yeah.
You had 1.5 billion transactions happening on Paytm platform in the financial year ending 31st March 2017. Those are huge numbers. And with this additional 100 million download. So what's your next goal after this? I mean, this is already very huge.
Internally, we carry a poster in our office with an audacious goal. And once upon a time, when we were building Paytm in early days, it used to say 1 million orders will happen here. 1 million orders in a day will happen here first. That's our vow, that's our game. And I think we did that 1 million order there. Now, what we are seeking is 100 million MAU as an app. So our audacious goal is 100 million MAUs, monthly active users. And active stands for transacting user.
Right.
So 100 million monthly transacting users.
And how soon do you think you'll be able to achieve that?
I think the goals and targets are, the fun part is that they are obligatory very far away. So maybe they happen very far, maybe they happen very near. I wish that we do it in 2018.
Perfect. All the best for that. So
right now we have visitors which are around 100 million, but we want to convert them on transacting users.
That's a very good goal, and I'll be following up with you on that goal sometime. Right. All right. So Paytm has multiple products ranging from Paytm Wallet to Paytm Mall, and now you have Paytm Payments Bank as well. For a layman, it might look like Paytm is getting into too many things and getting distracted. But I understand it's part of a bigger vision. Yep. So how do you, maybe you can help us understand what's the bigger vision and how these products fit into that vision?
So we are not a commerce company or a payments company, and erstwhile we were not a recharge company when there was a time like that. So I've always said that we are an internet company, and mobile internet is our heyday movement of truth. That country got such large number of customers. So Paytm is an internet company which will go into as many good things that we can do, which we can offer to our customers, and build an ecosystem. So Paytm is not a company; it's an ecosystem of companies and businesses. So we look at ourselves as ecosystems, and I think 2017 has seen that ecosystem are getting built. So companies which are doing content, commerce, and advertising, these are the three verticals of an ecosystem. And commerce has been a very visible space where everybody is bought in. So payments to different kind of O2O, local or remote commerce, and so on and so forth. So commerce is what we've been focusing on lately. We ended up growing towards financial services. So our business model is based around that customers come for payments on our platform, and we effectively don't charge the merchant. Effective stands for if we are charging, then that money is going back in the ecosystem for routing payments. Large merchants like Uber, Big Bazaar will pay us. Small merchants don't pay us, and we don't charge them. So that the business model is that customers come for payments on our system, and we make money when we cross-sell or upsell a certain amount of commerce services, which we do flight, train, all, and then build financial services because there is a tremendous amount of data that gets sent.
Right. That's interesting. So many people do not know that when you started 197, you bootstrapped it for a couple of years before raising any external funding. And there's a huge debate going on in the ecosystem whether you should raise money early on or whether you should bootstrap for a while and then raise money. So what do you suggest to the budding entrepreneurs? How should they go about it?
I think before answering this, let me give some context to the question. 2001 is when 197 started, and 2007 is when I got my Series A, which is like 7 years of no money to live through. When I say no money, it means that there was customers' money and cash flow problems, effectively not able to have ton of money either. So what I know is that we, few days back, forked out a company which did Series A. The company is Paytm Mall, and it did series of $200 million. So from a company which raised money after 7 years to the company which was born with $200 million of silver spoon handed over. So I can say that it all depends on which opportunity are you addressing. If your opportunity is here and now and in the middle of it, then it is very important for you to raise large money sooner. If you are building something which is very time forward, you should be conscious about that you don't take money which you can't return in time. Because investors also have exit horizons. So if your business model is not proven, your investors are trying it out, then you should be conscious about raising it much later in the process.
So usually when a company raises funding, it can range from anywhere between 10 lakhs to maybe 10 crores, a couple of $1 million, right? But earlier this year, Paytm raised 1.4 billion from SoftBank, and that is huge. So, could you give us a glimpse of what type of negotiation goes on at that level when you are negotiating for an investment of $1.4 billion with SoftBank? And also, I heard that you had a very interesting conversation before this deal went through. So if you can tell us, we would love to hear that story too.
Well, I think Masa's point of view is very clear that he wants to be a financial investor in large internet companies much early in the business horizon. Now, you may say a couple of $1 billion is not much early, but still, at the stage that they invest, it is enough early to be called early. In a mature company stage, it is an early maturity. Now, I think the maths that SoftBank or Masa would follow is a 20% maths. They want to own 20%. And for 20%, what number it should be is what they look at it. So in my conversations, when we were discussing, we were clear that we would do mall separately, we were making a bank separately, and so the money was coming only in this entity, and there were other money also. So obviously, Masa's early interest was that can I be in all 20%? So, and then I was like, no, only this is available. Bank is yet not, and so is not the commerce entity is. So our conversation was obviously about numbers which fluctuated very high to some other numbers. So I think the answer was that I said, okay, I think it is good to have only 1.4, not dash, which is probably a larger sum. And we'll talk about those companies much later. So from a larger, I actually settled on a smaller amount. Yeah.
That does not happen often.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think a lot of companies raise money with the intention of clarifying that what dilution they are giving and so on. So a lot of companies, I can tell that India is in a very different position right now, and companies have extraordinary amount of demand, and that means that not everybody is raising all the money that is on the table. We go through rounds where we say no to many more investors than we would say yes to.
And it's always better to negotiate from a power position than when you are not, right? So Paytm has not been very immune to the wrath of Indians who are sort of opposed to foreign investments, and that happened a couple of times that there were protests and other things against Paytm. So why only Paytm? Why is there so much focus against Paytm and not many other companies who are, let's say, taking foreign investments? And how do you deal with it then?
I think if I was a politician, I would say, "Sab unki karama," because it is not so. So I don't know. Maybe we are visible. Maybe we are over visible. So everything comes with a package. So considering we are visible, we have more attention. So we will get to prorate a share of attention of other things.
Okay, all right. So recently, you were also appointed as the UN Environment's patron for clean air. Considering the condition in Delhi and many other cities in India, it is high time that everyone realizes how serious the situation is. So tell us the story. How did this happen, and how did you become the patron for clean air, and what does this role entail?
And so I was in Davos, and I was part of UN Green Finance Agenda, where we were discussing how technology companies like ours can help green finance to happen. Means that you don't have paper currency, you don't have invoices, printouts, and so on. And in that, I got a speaking opportunity as an audience, or as a part of participant on the table. And I ended up speaking from my heart. That I said that I think I was born in Aligarh. I was in Delhi, and I'm in Delhi, a city which gave me everything. And now today is saying, get out of Delhi. City which is telling us that we are not taking care of it. So it was an emotional, city-centric pitch, especially when you are in Switzerland, then you feel that it's so cold and you're not sneezing. And in Delhi, when you are having, it's not related to cold, it is because of allergies that you end up building. So I think a very emotional speech that happened in Davos on this topic made those people who were sitting in that room to understand that this guy is very serious about it. And then I talked about how I intended to support with commercial interest. So one thing leading to other, they said, would you be this? And I thought that if it is an opportunity to bring back clean air, breathable air in the city, then why not?
Perfect. So now before we move on to take questions from the audience, I have a rapid fire round for you. And and I'm going to touch on the professional and business side. So the rule is simple. You have to answer in as few words as possible and as quickly as possible.
Okay.
All right. Your favorite entrepreneur in the Indian startup ecosystem?
Sachin Bansal.
All right. Any particular reason why?
He's the reason this country has this bright, vibrant ecosystem. And by the way, I mean, if I was asked number 2, then Bhavesh. He's the truest alpha.
Oh, nice. Okay. So your favorite investor in the Indian startup ecosystem?
SAF Partners.
SAF Partners.
They're partners, they're not investors.
The most innovative startup you've seen lately?
Nurturing Green.
Okay.
Clean Air.
Right.
Learned about them.
Okay, perfect. Among all the upcoming technologies, which one do you think has the most power for disruption?
Different technologies will mature in different stages. For example, like AI is here, crypto is behind that, and driverless, etc. is behind that sequentially. All three will bring totally new platforms in the world. So first set of disruption or productivity enhancement will happen from massive amount of ML, AI deployment that we will see.
Right.
So machines will be able to do the tasks that we expect machines to do or sometimes humans to do much better. So our productivity will be many times bigger.
And how much of it is being used in Paytm right now?
Obviously, we are very noob or very early stage. So I think our fraud detection team does tremendous good amount of job, but our personalization search etc. team don't, because I think fraud is a continuous fight at this scale. I think we can say that I wish that we do 4 or 5 times more. At the same point in time, I'm very proud of what we're doing because we have been able to contain the frauds at that level.
That's awesome. All right. So who do you consider the biggest competitor of Paytm?
Every year we find out that different people say that we are bad. I think those guys feel that we are the competition. We've never found out who's our competition because of being an ecosystem. Technically, India will have 3 ecosystems as of now visibly. One is ours, which is Alibaba, Paytm, SoftBank. Another is Naspers, Tencent, where they have Make My Trip, Flipkart, PayU, and all sorts of more. And third is in Amazon. And now you have Google and Facebook. I think if you notice in the end, it'll be these ecosystems. And who we are or what size are we, can I call them competition? Can they consider competition? We'll see.
Okay. So let's say Paytm isn't there tomorrow and you have to start again from scratch. Which industry would you venture into?
EV.
Nice.
It's here and now. It's better. It's many things.
Among all the investors of Paytm, who do you like the most?
Ravi is a partner. I'll not count him as investor because he's a partner. Right? Alibaba is like the people who know this world, and Masa is the cutest. So Alibaba has biggest influence. Masa is nice and cute. Like you just feel so delighted in that company, and you feel so inspired in the company of people from Alibaba. And Ravi is a partner. And incidentally, 4 of us own 97% of this company.
All right. One skill that you feel is crucial in the success of any entrepreneur?
I think if you're talking about technology startups, then coding and technology, understanding technology is one of the most important ones. You can't be successful as a technology entrepreneur if you are not a technology person. So it could be not just a crucial, but the most crucial. If you go talking about non-tech entrepreneurs, then I'll say somewhere there is an obligation of communicating, or in a slang is called selling. Communication is an important skill because you have to communicate to your team,
to the outsiders as well,
communication skill.
Perfect. Okay. Toughest business decision you had to make?
Take money from Alibaba or not.
So what was the conclusion?
Conclusion is clear.
No, I mean confusion. What was the confusion? Why the dilemma?
I think we were not sure whether they would invest or not, considering there were a lot of competing investments and many other things happening. So we were not sure that are we putting our bets with a partner who would be a long-term partner or not so. And there was a communication which we needed to do. So, but finally, I think it just worked out great. It was a tough decision because we did not have money and we had to take a decision, and their decisions were slow. Solo reason.
How would you, like, if you have to define the culture of Paytm in one word, what would you say? More than one word is fine.
There are 3. I'm going to give you one word first. A little bit of preamble to that. So there is a 3 culture statements that we have: no fear, no greed, no entitlement. Which means that we will not fear whosoever are you and whosoever you could be, and we will not have in greed, that which means that we in short term will be able to make more than what deservingly on the table is for us, and then we will not carry an entitlement that we're going to be successful just because that we are. Now I'm just thinking about one word that we should be encouraged for this. I think we are original hardworking people. So hard work.
All right. So I think with that we can move on to the questions from audience, and let me check. There are a lot of them.
Security is a concern like Paytm. Ashish Dash, founder not from technology field. How is going to matter? Security is concerned. Security is one of the most important feature. The very reason that we exist as payment financial services, and probably one of those who are successful, will be because we took care of security more than others. I'm sure a lot of you know this, that a PayPal team says that our success was not because that we were superior, but because we were superiorly secure, safe. Is Paytm looking into cryptocurrencies, incorporating blockchain technologies? Blockchain is a technology which is used behind the scene, and we use it for fraud detections and so on. And cryptocurrencies, yes. I just want to make sure that we don't do something which is illegal. So I'm just waiting for government to help us understand where it is, and hopefully we are able to do
where
something.
has that reached so far?
We are as guessing as much you will publish someday.
Okay.
How to compare a business plan for pitch? Should it be comprehensive? Should it be elaborated? All details. If your pitch is not communicatable in one slide and in one line or few, it's a bad pitch. So don't think of comprehensive pitch. Think of precise and crisp pitch. Your views on Indian social media industry. Does India needs homegrown social media like China? If yes, any entrepreneur try to carry social media industry? No, I think India is a global market. In other words, you can definitely attempt to build something like Hike has attempted to build social company in India, but India will inevitably have competition and players from outside India coming and playing, which effectively means that we're talking about international companies being the bigger weightage to the local, and social networks are more or less network effect. So you can always try something like Bigo, or I don't know what all continues to get made, and there is no doubt about that trying is not a no, but it is going to be a complex because network effect means that already social networks, and Zuckerberg is far more aggressive social network company than anybody else thinks is. I don't think Jeff Bezos is as much aggressive in e-commerce as much Zuckerberg is in social networks.
Okay.
I have tech startup idea. I don't know how to build technology. Maybe it is not the tech startup idea then. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Last month, Paytm announced integration of UPI. How can the move affect Paytm's growth? We want to grow 10 more times because of this, because UPI is one of that payment option which people are going to use, and we want to have it all.
Right.
पासबुक नहीं खुल रहा, आप थोड़ा टच करके दबाए करो, क्लिक करो, इंटरनेट कनेक्शन सही नहीं आ रहा. Why the Paytm charge for wallet to bank transfer? देखो, जब आप wallet में पैसे डालते हो, when you add money to the wallet, that time we are paying money to banks to get that money, and that money goes to the bank out. So in our ecosystem, we never made some money. We make money if you use that money to consume and buy something, because ultimately the merchants pay us. You just took money and took out. कर क्यों रहे हो दोस्त? मतलब पेमेंट वॉलेट का ऑब्लिगेशन ही पेमेंट रोल है, सो दैट्स व्हाई वी चार्ज कि अपना न्यूट्रल हो जाए.
Is Paytm also trying to get into meal card business like Sodexo or ticket restaurant? If yes, then how users will benefit?
Maybe you've seen, maybe you've not seen. Paytm is already in that business. Paytm does offer food wallet business to its customers. मैं आपको Paytm wallet दिखाता हूँ अपना, जिसमें this is इसको उधर से दिखा. Alright, so ये मेरा Paytm wallet है. Alright, अगर इसमें आपको food wallet दिख रहा होगा यहाँ पे ऊपर, right? करेक्ट, 0 पैसे हैं, लेकिन वो अल्टीमेटली जब महीने में कंपनी डालती है तो दिख जाते हैं.
Perfect. Okay.
है वो business. How will it affect is, I think हमारे पास merchant network है, उनके पास पे, I don't know. I mean, things will do.
And could we have be detailed a bit about Paytm acceleration that we have heard is coming up? The accelerator, yes, the incubator that you guys just launched yesterday.
So it's not a physical space batch concept. What we are trying is that a lot of people in college or in companies want to build some things which are not necessarily commercially viable commercial models. UPI का stack बना दो दोस्त और सबके लिए दे दो. Messenger stack upgrade कर दो. Stories stack बना दो, you know, or full blown app that they want to release. So our intention is to support such people and give them space in the office, or otherwise support them with kind of infrastructure capability that we have, and hopefully they build it and commit to open source.
Right.
So unlike a common accelerator benchmark where they are benchmarked on this many number of companies got Series A funded and so on, we're saying how many committed to open source. Right. So our intention is to commit to open source community, so that India becomes a giver instead of just a taker.
Right.
What is the product philosophy at Paytm? अच्छा करो, अच्छा मिलेगा. और क्या था? Now the Bheem app is on prime position is on Paytm app. Is it the end of Paytm as a wallet? I think customers will carry money in bank account, Paytm bank account, wallet, and वाउचर्स, गिफ्ट कार्ड, सब कुछ. तो पेमेंट ऑप्शंस कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव है. Our business model as Paytm is payments, not rail called wallet. So people have to understand that we are a payments company, not a wallet company. Wallet is one of the kind of payment option. So if we do in a month 250 million transactions, only a certain subset of that comes from wallet. Another large subset comes from cards, large subset comes from UPI now, and then net banking and everything else. So we are a payments company. We are not a wallet company. And now we are a bank.
Yes.
We have
now you're a bank.
and so on.
So how soon can we see Paytm ATMs? That rhymes.
Actually, Paytm ka ATM is a brand that we've registered, and we have notepads, etc., here. So you are surprisingly not far away from seeing it in physical places in Delhi. It is already there, by the way, in hinterlands. And there are physical ATMs like ATM machines, and there are shopkeepers to whom you can go and take cash and take cash. So Paytm ka ATM will not just be a machine traditionally, but also a shopkeeper whom you can go. So जो कार चला रहे हो, पेट्रोल पंप दिखा, Paytm का ATM, भैया पैसे निकालने हैं, हाँ आप अपने ऐप में ये कर दो, दिखा दो पैसे.
That's going to be very, very, very simple.
Paytm physical debit card launch date, भाई जल्दी जल्दी करने का प्लान है. बहुत सारे अप्रूवल्स होते हैं, बहुत सारी प्रिंटिंग प्रोसेस होती है, तभी बैंक देर करते हैं. और हम भी अब एक बैंक हो गए उस केस में. I mean, the intention is to give it to you soon ASAP. I think some of us have debit cards. We are trying right now in different kind of ATM networks, so that when we release it, then it is perfect. It is perfect. Ritesh Malik, what is one thing you would teach your children before they start their career? जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा. करियर में कुछ ऐसा करो जिससे कि जिंदगी भी बनी रहे और आप भी बने रहो.
Okay, when is your Tesla getting delivered?
मेरी टेस्ला डिलीवर हो या ना हो, लेकिन मैं टेस्ला को डिलीवर जरूर करवाना चाहता हूँ. सो वी बंच ऑफ दिल्ली पीपल आर गैदरिंग टुगेदर टू गो टू मस्क साहब एंड आस्क देम कि यार कुछ 10-15 टेस्ला भेजवा दो, सर्विस दे देना. सो टेस्ला डिलीवरी तो टेस्ला के हाथ में, लेकिन वी आर ट्राइंग टू इंपोर्ट मॉडल एक्स. परफेक्ट. We have idea, manageable prototype, but feel insecure about we are lacking in funding experience. We are students. You'll go through this. And ideas are, thank you. You have to execute small and then slowly build it. Your ultimate idea might take time, but slowly continue to commit yourself towards that. Any funding support for startups? Although, we don't have an obligation of investing in large number of startups. We don't have a dedicated fund. Now lately we have started investing in maturer than startup, very early days startup companies. So we invested in Nearby a few days back. We invested in CreditMate. So there is...
Wasn't that sort of like a merger in a sense?
No, Little and Nearby merged, and then we put money in Nearby.
Okay.
So we acquired Little, and we merged it into Nearby, and we invested money in Nearby. So it was that. And
in future, would that be also merged with Paytm platforms?
It's a part of we own majority. So in other words, it is the supply of deals on Paytm can also happen from Nearby. Okay. Like that. Is Paytm willing to launch its own cryptocurrency? No. अच्छा मैं ICO पे ऊपर जवाब देना चाहता हूँ. कुछ लोगों ने मेरा वो देखा ICO और मैंने कुछ एक फोटो ट्वीट करी थी. तो
आप ब्लॉकचेन और क्रिप्टोकरेंसीज के बारे में वैसे भी ट्वीट करते हैं.
Correct. So I want to talk about two things here. One is that I did a photo which is my favorite photo. यहाँ देखी नहीं है, अभी रखी नहीं है. Which is Dr. Seuss की कैलेंडर की टेक्स्ट है.
कैलेंडर है.
And then the idea was that we launch calendar every year.
Okay.
So it was an initial calendar offering. It was ICO in that sense, not an ICO of a crypto offering or capital offering or whatever you may say. So ICO वो था. And as far as one of the very interesting trick question in the world right now is going through is क्या आपने Bitcoin खरीदा है?
हाँ.
क्या आपके पेस्ट में नमक है? ऐसा क्वेश्चन है. तो मेरा मानना ऐसा है कि पहले आंसर है नहीं, आई डोंट ओन अ बिटकॉइन येट. डू आई फील बैड अबाउट इट? आई थॉट मैं जो क्लीन एयर के लिए पैसे दे रहा था ना, मुझे वो बिटकॉइन में लगा देने चाहिए थे और वो 4-5 गुना हो जाते तो फिर
और भला हो जाता,
कुछ नहीं तो शहर का भला हो जाता।
Exactly.
फिर मैं कहता मांगा है तुम्हें जमाने के लिए तुम्हारे गेन के लिए लेकिन बिकॉज ना है वो फिड्यूशरी ड्यूटी या रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू डू समथिंग, तो मैंने इसमें डाले नहीं अभी तक। आई फेल्ट कि 11,000 हो गया है तो डाल देते हैं और 15,000 आ जाएगा, बट ठीक है। सो क्रिप्टो यस, बिटकॉइन नॉट येट। इस पेटीएम बिजनेस ऐप लिमिट इज स्टिल शोइंग 50K? अपडेट हो जाएगा दोस्त, और आप उस पर पेटीएम फॉर बिजनेस ऐप डाउनलोड करो, इट्स अपडेटेड, नो लिमिट। How do you realize when to pivot your idea? What are your experience with the same thing working on Paytm? It's a very simple thing, and it's very sincerely looking complex, simple, but a very important skill. Any idea is worth the traction it gets. Okay. If you're not getting traction, you try a few things. You try pushing hard, cleaning up some things, building up aggressively, and if it doesn't get traction, just don't go. Traction. अच्छा, क्या आप लोगों को पता है मैं सारे ट्वीट अपने आप करता हूँ? मैं कभी ये कह नहीं सकता कि गलती से मेरा अकाउंट हैक हो गया, अभी तक तो हुआ नहीं है, हो जाएगा हो जाएगा। Okay, by the way, to everyone, I can't come to different schools and colleges for different functions and especially your events. I'm not able to have time to review my teammates, so please, definitely मैं भी एक दिन बुढ़ा होऊंगा, मेरी भी एक दिन डिमांड शायद कम होगी, तो मैं आपके यहाँ जरूर आऊँगा, उस दिन आप मेरे को याद रखना। आजकल थोड़ा एक्शन में टाइम है।
Doesn't seem like डिमांड कम होगी
शायद। How do you see Paytm versus WhatsApp payments coming up? जब आएगा तब देखेंगे राहुल। And another thing is that WhatsApp payment is nothing but a P2P payment, and this could be the trick. Yeah, that's right. Let's see क्या होगा। We can't comment what you've not seen. There are no reviews of products on Paytm Mall. अभी डाला नहीं review. We are still building a lot on Paytm Mall. Yeah. Should be fair sharing our B plan to angel investors with all details via email. अगर आपके आइडिया के बेस पे बिजनेस है तो जरूर शेयर करना चाहिए, लेकिन more or less all businesses are based on execution of your team. Ideas are once you execute then people will copy. तो आइडिया पे टेंशन नहीं लेना चाहिए, एग्जीक्यूशन पे टेंशन लेना चाहिए।
Someone is asking, what is your daily motivation?
डेली मोटिवेशन, अपनी जिंदगी की एम्बिशन ये है, अभी अभी हम अपन यहाँ तो थोड़ा सा।
Our ambition sir क्या है exactly? What is that ambition?
I've said it often times. I wish as a team and company, we build first $100 billion company out of this country. How do you manage your eKYC? Would Aadhaar stack help? Very important. Aadhaar is the reason, and that we can do eKYC. And yes, Aadhaar stack is the reason. My UPI transaction failed, money deducted, and Paytm is not able to help me. So UPI is a multi-party system. There is source bank, then NPCI, then destination bank in between PSP players. So sometimes the scope of the problem is beyond us, those. So we can't help because structurally the problem is somewhere else. सब कुछ होता है ऐसे ही। How to deal with technology part if founder is from management background? Have a co-founder who has a very good understanding on technology. Would Paytm venture into media integrated food startup world? Media integrated food एक word है या दो अलग-अलग है? Well, we do media. We have a content business which is $60 million this year. मेरे पेटीएम अकाउंट से सभी प्रकार के केवाईसी के होने के बाद भी वॉलेट से बैंक ट्रांसफर पर 3% चार्ज क्यों लग रहा है? क्योंकि आपके पैसे जब आप बैंक से आपके वॉलेट में आते हैं तो हम 3% दे रहे होते हैं, कुछ पैसे हम खर्च कर रहे होते हैं। बंधु, वॉलेट में जो पैसे आए हैं वो खर्च करने के लिए हैं, वो बैंक में ले जाने के लिए टेक्निकली नहीं है। आपको अगर बैंक अकाउंट से बैंक अकाउंट भेजना है पैसा तो यूपीआई यूज़ करिए, हमारा मनी ट्रांसफर फंक्शन यूज़ कीजिए। बैंक से वॉलेट से बैंक मेक सेंस नहीं होता।
Someone is asking, when will Paytm start its drone delivery system?
Drone delivery system, DDS.
Yes.
Wow. द्रोणाचार ड्रोन डिलीवरी सिस्टम इज अ गुड क्रैक। अपन लोग लॉजिस्टिक्स में नहीं है। वी डू बिलीव दैट लोकल सिटी की लॉजिस्टिक्स है। सो आवर पेटीएम मॉल बिजनेस इज बिल्ट अराउंड अ शॉपकीपर इज अ सोर्स ऑफ द गुड। सो सिटी टू सिटी डिलीवरी है। ड्रोन इज नॉट इन लाइक नेक्स्ट 6 to 9 months. Okay, did internet marketing help you? इंटरनेट मार्केटिंग का मतलब गूगल पे भरोसा करना, फेसबुक पे भरोसा करना, जो effectively बहुत costly systems हैं. It is free traffic, but once you start paying them, it is very costly traffic. So more or less, no large company trusts them unless they have tremendous amount of free cash coming in. So it's important, but maybe free. Pranav Dixit, what are your thoughts on India tech press today since you're an investor in some? India tech press or India press? चलो दोनों पे बता देते हैं. India press is going through its classic movement that was expected, that print and TV will give up to an online mess that is out there. Anybody can be a publisher. Pehle anybody could be a writer, now anybody could be a publisher, and one person publishes, and now the distribution has gone private also. I mean, WhatsApp group publications and broadcasts are totally untrackable. So my worry personally is that in the world where anybody can publish anything, how to bring real, legitimate, not fake news. Right. And that is why I've been trying to support companies who otherwise don't get support. So I personally don't have an ambition to invest in media startups, but I definitely have a personal intention to support the startups in media who need support so that they can build true news, true north in the news. So our friends in Inc. and our friends in Your Story are rich, more or less, and people like Ken, people like Factor Daily, unko paise chahiye to maine baat kar.
Okay. But who do you read among all of these?
Twitter.
Okay. So somebody
tweet feed में जितना आ गया उतना पढ़ लिया. हमारे बारे में अपने बारे एक दिन एक Paytm के बारे में आर्टिकल आया था. If you get 8 million of lemon, what do you do? तो मैं सोच रहा था इसको जरूर पढ़ूंगा. आज तक नहीं पढ़ा कि क्या करूं. And I found out it was about Paytm that when we did little investment. So no time. Thank you.
Okay. Hello Vijay, what would be the best way to reach out to customers in tier 2 cities?
So tier 2 cities customers are also smartphone customers, but in a language called their own language. So you should target language equal to the same, and maybe the smartphone is still the better way. और अगर आप ATL करना चाहते हो तो ATL करने का तरीका मैं कहूँगा I think print अभी भी चलता है.
Okay. How has been your experience from 2001 to 2007 in those rough years? How did you create the team when you were going, when it was tough going, I suppose?
So I think in those days we used to get people who were rejected by everyone. So nearly, I think my learning, those people polarize on the purpose, and then people need money. So set of people will come कि नहीं दोस्त मुझे लगता है आप जो कर रहे हो वो सही कर रहे हो, कम पैसे तो दे दोगे, इतना दे दोगे, तो कुछ ऐसे आ जाएंगे, कुछ आएंगे क्योंकि वो कहेंगे कि मेरे को पैसे कहीं और नौकरी नहीं मिली, आपके यहाँ नौकरी मिल गई. So you will have a mix of these two people, and then you will build something. So entrepreneur and the founding team does extraordinary amount of hard work to pull through this.
Right. A common question that I'm seeing is, how can we join Paytm team, and what do you look for when hiring people?
It's an easy one. I personally look for people who take decisions and stand by their decisions to give a reason why. And wrong decisions is everybody's skill. I take wrong decisions and somebody takes. But आप बताओ क्या सोच रहे हो? This is the only question I ask. That why was the decision taken and what were you thinking? Right. Because that's it. Nothing else to bother about. Number one. And two is, how can they join? We are looking for people in technology, product, growth marketing. और आप सब देख ही रहे हो यहाँ पे विजय शेखर टैगिंग हो रखी है, तो ट्विटर करो या फेसबुक करो और मैं आपको रीच आउट कर लेता हूँ, या यू कैन सेंड मी एन ईमेल एट, या फिर यही डालते हैं.
ट्विटर ही बता दीजिए.
एट विजय शेखर या फेसबुक का विजय शेखर. अब फेसबुक के मैसेज बोर्ड को मैं देख नहीं पाता ज़्यादा, एट ट्विटर ज़्यादा अच्छा.
एनी प्लान्स फॉर IPO of 197?
IPO 197 एनी प्लान में तो बहुत आगे है, अभी जरूरत नहीं है, प्राइवेट फंडिंग है.
What are your views on one founder companies?
Effectively, Paytm is a one founder company. मैं क्या बोलूँ, मेरा क्या व्यू है? अच्छी बात है, इसमें कोई बुराई नहीं है. मल्टी फाउंडर में थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है. एक अच्छा होता है, एक बुरा होता है, एक दूसरे की एक्सपेक्टेशन से हमेशा कम होता है, एक के अच्छे दिन होते हैं, दूसरे के खराब दिन होते हैं. तो मुझे लगता है मल्टी फाउंडर कंपनी में थोड़ा.
So, like most of the investors, they actually say that we don't fund one founder companies, and they have this kind
most of the investors के बारे में बात नहीं करते.
ठीक है. Alright. Somebody is asking, will you ever join politics?
क्यों हंसता खेलता अच्छा नहीं लगता? हमेशा मैं बकवास करते रहूँ, लोगों को गाली देता रहूँ, वो पसंद नहीं लगेगा आपको? No, politics, no, big no.
Somebody is asking when will Paytm break even?
Paytm break even, एक contribution margin break even तो हमारा already है, which means we are contribution margin positive. And if you were to talk about EBITDA positive, तो उसके लिए तो अपनी choice है. Somewhere what we are seeing is that we see newer businesses and more customers to be acquired, so we keep spending on those, not on the traditional businesses. उसमें सब में तो profit बनने लग गया. How have Paytm been successful in hinterland India, where it is been costly for others to go new customers, especially B2B? भगवान ने जो कहा वो कर दिया और no, you can build it too. मतलब I mean I don't know how का जवाब अगर रमेश सिप्पी को पता होता how is Sole so successful, वो 10 सोले बना देते. समझिए आप, मुझे नहीं पता दोस्त, कुछ काम कर रहे हैं, कुछ चांस लग जाता है, कुछ हो जाता है. हार्ड वर्क इज द ओनली कॉमन फैक्टर आई कैन से. परसिवियरेंस, हार्ड वर्क, ट्राई करो, एक बार नहीं तो 2 बार ट्राई करो. That's it. I'm freelancing my startup idea. We are midway. Is there any con? I'm keeping track of every tech stack used. नहीं, कुछ नहीं. मतलब चल गया तो सब कुछ सही है और नहीं चला तो कुछ भी गलत हो सकता है. मतलब ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि I mean, you have to be in the technology and company yourself. What do you think about Bitcoin? I told you, my understanding of Bitcoin is it's a sparsely available commodity that everybody is looking to buy and it has no use because everybody is buying to sell effectively. Right. How many youth with this startup idea can access Paytm incubation center and how will it be benefited successfully implemented idea? So we don't have an incubation center. We have an incubation program built for India. So paytm.com/build for India पे जाके आप देख सकते हैं. और SK Jain, सौरभ जैन चलाते हैं. The idea is that going to institutes and bringing hackathon etc. in the daytime, in otherwise on weekends, so that people working in companies or college people can build something that can contribute to open source. कोई successful startup बनाने की जरूरत नहीं है, मतलब commercially successful startup. How does one validate idea and get help in incubation? Try out in the market, small base. Will Paytm be M-Pesa one day? ये बड़ी दुख की बात है. मेरी प्लान थी कि M-Pesa का क्वेश्चन इंडिया में नहीं आएगा, हमने इसलिए Paytm बनाया था.
Somebody is asking when you are down and broken and upset, how do you prep yourself up?
Listening music, Bono, Chris Martin, classics, jazz. What is the future of laundry startups in India? We are running a fastest, largest laundry marketplace. How to pivot to build $1 billion business? अच्छा यार, मतलब कभी कभी मैं भी सोचता हूँ कि कैसे बड़े बड़े यूनिक आइडियाज हैं. तो अब पिवट $1 billion तो मार्केट साइज का परसेंटेज है ना. इफ यू आर एड्रेसिंग अ लार्ज मार्केट एंड योर परसेंटेज इज बिग एनफ, तो योर बिलियन क्या, multi-billion.
Somebody is asking what was the best strategic partnership Paytm did which was beneficial for Paytm? Was that Uber or someone else?
I think Ant Financial.
And financials.
Yeah.
What kind of partnership was there?
There are shareholders. So what we get to know what is happening in the world of fintech from them, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Do you have any plan for 197 Cloud? You know it. Thank you so much. We do have. अब देखेंगे थोड़े दिनों में, थोड़ा plan action चल रहा है.
All right. So last 2 questions and then we'll move on to the last rapid fire round. So last 2 questions.
I think I'll just see अगर मेरे ट्विटर पे किसी ने सवाल, अगर किसी ने मेरे ट्विटर पे सवाल पूछा तो मैं उनको जरूर आंसर करने का ट्राई करूंगा. Okay.
Yes.
हाँ, जिन बंधुओं के वॉलेट में पैसे नहीं आ रहे उनका भी मैं लाल करूंगा. That was awesome answer. आपने कंट्रोवर्शियल सवाल नहीं पूछा. थैंक यू सो मच. आपका आधार के बारे में क्या ख्याल है,
बता दीजिए.
मेरा तो ख्याल ये है कि कंट्री को आइडेंटिटी तो चाहिए, उसमें क्या ट्रिक है.
But privacy aspect, what sort of views do you have on that?
I think India needs privacy law and this is important. There is no question about it.
I think lots of questions. I'm not sure if we will be able to sort them out. So I think let's move on and probably you can reply in another session to a lot of other people. We tried to cover as many as possible, but there are still a lot of other questions here. So on your Twitter. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What is product philosophy at Paytm? How do you ensure hiring the best employee for Paytm? So product philosophy at Paytm is that it should be so intuitive for a person that you do not need somebody else to help. मैं अपने सारे प्रोडक्ट टीम के लोगों को बोलता हूँ, आप अपनी मम्मी को सोच के बनाओ. You have a lot of respect for her, so if she does mistake तो आप उनको समझाओगे. नहीं मम्मी ऐसे नहीं करते. तो दूसरा ये कि आप सोच के बनाओ कि she has not used computer or smartphones or things like this. देखो ये हो नहीं रहा. And then she very naively will say ये तो ये लिखा हुआ है.
Exactly.
तो प्रोडक्ट को ना मम्मी को देख के बनाओ. ट्रिक प्रोडक्ट अच्छे प्रोडक्ट बनाने की ट्रिक है मम्मी को देख के बनाओ. दूसरा है हाउ डू यू इंश्योर हायरिंग द बेस्ट एम्प्लॉइज फॉर पेटीएम, जिनकी मम्मियाँ बहुत अच्छी हैं. तो इनको बता रही थी कि बेटा अच्छा प्रोडक्ट बनाना. In other words, I think the answering the best employee, there is no secret. Yeah, I mean everybody wants the best. I think the answer is the incredible combination of passion and skill. That's it. Right. So if you're massively skillful and not passionate, then you are a weight on a team because you are intelligent, but team के साथ drag हो रहे हैं. और अगर आप खूब passionate हो लेकिन skill ही नहीं है तो आप hobby हो. कुछ तो सीख लो अपने. So incredible combination of passion and skill is the answer.
And there's often this thing that a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with this part, that how to motivate their employees or team members to do something, to the vision of the company. And most people are clueless about it, I think.
लोगों को underdog stories पसंद है. हम सब लोगों की अगर हिट हिंदी फिल्में देखी जाएं तो रॉकेट सिंह ले लो या फिर चक्रेंगे ले लो या फिर डीडीएलजे ले लो. डीडीएलजे में भी वो अंडरडॉग ही तो था. अमरीश पुरी को मारा था, वो उछल के आ रहा था. So the point is everybody likes underdog stories. तो पहले तो अपनी टीम को बताओ कि हम अंडरडॉग हैं और हम इंकलाब जिंदाबाद करें. And then you tell them that अगर हमने ये करा ना तो सब देखेंगे. I think the answer is that the team should know what they are doing will bring something which is not taken care of to the world which should be taken care of. In other words, it is about purpose. So I say these words that people polarize on purpose.
That's
purpose ko becho. Did Paytm have any near-death experience? How did you steer clear? Okay, a lot of people may not know this. As late as 2014, I had to pledge my shares for 60 crore of loan. As late as 2014, 3 years back. And we were out of cash. We were out of cash. We didn't have cash that we could have taken from some other places. धीरे करके सबसे एक बंधु से दूसरे बंधु से पैसे ले लिए. तो मेरा वो ऑफिस का फाइनेंस का टीम का बोलता है विजय अब बैंक भी पैसा नहीं दे रहे. तो फिर अपन लोगों ने कहा, मैंने बोला फिर क्या करने का प्लान है. कहते हैं कि अगर आप अपने शेयर दे दो ना तो पैसा दे देंगे. ले लो. तो मेरे शेयर 60 करोड़ में प्लेज हुए. 2014 में HDFC बैंक ने हमें लोन दिया. So it was near that. बिल्कुल लाइटें बंद हो गई थी कि पता ही नहीं है अब थोड़ी देर में रिजल्ट क्या निकलेगा. फंडिंग मैंने बता रहा था ना, बड़ा ट्रिकी डिसीजन था. सो देयर वाज अ डिले इन फंडिंग and we didn't have an agreement or somebody else to take money from. How does Paytm prepare itself for upcoming competition that will now be facing discipline? Being aggressive and being sincere, being not entitled, being not fearful, no fear, no greed, no entitlement. If you could go back in past, give one precious advice to yourself, what starting up, what would that be? Precious, right? I think I trusted too many people. Everybody will tell that. I trusted too many people whom I should have not trusted. ये सारे लोगों की फिल्म की स्टोरी. सारी हीरोइन से पूछ लो, बडोरा से पूछ लो, मेरे से पूछ लो. सबका everybody has been used, abused, cornered, thrown, सब कुछ हो रखा है. So I probably trusted too many people too early. That's fair.
So I have the last rapid fire round for you, and then we'll wrap this up. Okay. So let's start with a simple one. The best business book you have read so far?
It's a very surprising secret here that I can unveil here, that I am not a good reader.
Okay.
So I have not read many books. So I have not read, meaning I can tell you that number of books I have read after class 12th. After class 12th, engineering college included. आगे से लेके पीछे तक अगर मैं पूरी बोलूँगा तो 2 किताब या 1.5 किताब होगी. 1.5 भी इसलिए क्योंकि दूसरी वाली मैंने फिर लास्ट के कुछ चैप्टर छोड़ ही दिए. That one that I completely read was Biography of Steve Jobs.
Okay.
Another one which was nearly complete, but didn't with a straight from gut.
Okay.
Jack Welch.
Okay.
But नेट कुछ नहीं पढ़ा सब मैं आपको जो बुक की एडवाइस दूंगा वो सिर्फ आउटसाइड है मुझे तो स्टीव जॉब्स की एडवाइस मेरा आई लाइक रियल लाइफ ड्रामा रियल लाइफ थ्रिल बायोग्राफी पढ़ो क्यों फिक्शन पढ़ रहे हो क्यों किसी का ज्ञान क्यों सुनो जब तुम बायोग्राफी पढ़ सकते हो राइट दैट्स लाइक अ रियल मूवी राइट तो बायोग्राफीज राइट जो भी आपको अच्छा लगे उसकी बात
एनी फेवरेट वंस अपार्ट फ्रॉम स्टीव जॉब्स
मैंने पढ़ी नहीं किसी और
बट लाइक मे बी यू माइट हैव वॉच्ड अ डॉक्यूमेंट्री
नहीं अच्छा दैट वे मुझे श्री इलॉन मस्क बड़े बढ़िया हैं अच्छा और जैक मा की भी कहानियां बड़ी अच्छी हैं वो और मासा की भी स्टोरी बहुत अच्छी है आई थिंक आइको का ली की बुक है ना जिसमें वो क्राइसलर चला रहे हैं वो ही बहुत अच्छी बुक सो आई मीन आई बीइंग मी वुड लव द बिजनेस थ्रिलर्स Okay. Real life crisis. पैसे नहीं थे, फिर ये कर रहे थे, फिर ये हुआ.
More like rags to riches story.
No, not rags to riches. Jack Welch is not rags to riches. Okay. उनके पास इतनी कमी थी, वो उनकी एक मुझे अभी भी याद है. So he was made to sit in a Wimbledon. The box is owned by GE. This guy was Thomson, and the intention was the CFO made this match that this is the Thomson CEO, this is GE CEO. Right. तो थोड़ी देर बात करेंगे. हो सकता है कि उसका इंटरेस्ट हो टीवी में. बॉस इसको टीवी बिजनेस बेच देना आर यू इंटरेस्टेड इन टीवी बिजनेस यार रेक्स टू रिच स्टोरी है बिलियंस ऑफ डॉलर्स
of course right
so yeah cases like that
okay so you are the resident DJ at Paytm tell us your top 3 favorite bands or musicians you mentioned abhi lekin again if you can
I think no doubt about Bono मेरा निकनेम बोनो है वैसे उस पे क्या है ट्रू कलर
अच्छा
मैं कभी कभार कैफे में जाता हूँ मैं बोलता हूँ बोनो तो वो देख रहा होता है मैंने क्या प्रॉब्लम है वो नहीं देखता तो बोनो U2 यानी कि और क्रिस मार्टिन राइट जिनकी मैंने डीपी को अपनी फेसबुक पे फ्लॉन्ट करते हुए सेल्फी में डाल रखा है
नॉट जस्ट दैट देयर आर मोर
एंड इंसिडेंटली आई थिंक आई एम enamored by A.R. Rahman so I've seen his biography videos documentaries 2.5 hours incredible the diversity that he's played is super incredible.
He's a great artist.
Rahman is my third.
All right. If you could go back in time, what would you tell your 22-year-old self?
वैसे तो जिंदगी मेरे क्यों दोबारा अप्लाई हो रहा है, but I think I did live life like that. I always live like that. Like I told you that it is a trusting. Whom to trust or not trust, I have more learning.
Okay. I
would have taught few more things that यार इनको छोड़ दो इन लोगों के साथ.
Any regrets in life?
मैं अपना खाना कंट्रोल नहीं कर पाया फूड so I don't want to be victimized of ailments of lifestyle. I have regret that I did not make health consciousness exercising food controls as part of my everyday.
That is also something that is happening a lot in the startup ecosystem that I see that people do not care about let's say work life balance or something.
यार प्रॉब्लम क्या है वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस का मतलब है या तो आपका वर्क खराब है या लाइफ खराब है अब किसको खराब
नहीं दोनों खराब नहीं
नॉट नेसेसरी बैलेंस का मतलब क्या है ज्यादा करो खाना खा लो अच्छा लग रहा है खाना ज़्यादा खा लो वही प्रॉब्लम है दिल्ली में होने की प्रॉब्लम है अगर मैं रहेगा ना कोई सूडो बैंगलोरियन क्रीटो टाइप तो मैं बेटर होता और अगर मैं बे एरिया में होता तो मैं 100% दिल्ली वासी होने के
on Facebook you have picture with Chris Martin as you said with Bill Gates, Sachin Tendulkar, Jack Ma, Prime Minister Modi. Did you have a fanboy moment with any of them?
मैंने सिर्फ fanboy moment वाले लोगों को
अच्छा okay so all of them
हाँ नहीं मेरी है ही इन लोगों के साथ फैनबॉय मूवमेंट है सबसे पहले मेरी सेल्फी जैक मा के साथ थी सो आई एम पिचिंग इट इज दिस कॉन्फ्रेंस रूम एंड आई हैव मेड माय पिच एंड ही इज रिप्लाइड सम थिंग्स अब मैं सोच रहा हूँ यार मैं अपने ऑफिस में किसी को बता के नहीं आया कि मैं जैक मा से मीटिंग करने आया हूँ तो एक काम कर रहा हूँ फंडिंग हो ना हो पता नहीं आगे क्या हुआ सर करेक्ट है सेल्फी तो कहते हैं हाँ तो मैंने फटाफट सेल्फी खींची तो जैक मा तो इसलिए
ओके
एंड बिल गेट्स ऑब्वियसली यार
बनता है
एंड सो ऑन सो
ठीक है वन सोशल कॉज दैट्स वेरी क्लोज टू योर हार्ट
अगर मैंने हवा इस शहर की हवा को सही कर दिया तो बहुत ही अमेजिंग आई थिंक द कंट्रीब्यूशन टू द क्लीन एयर टू दिस
टोटली एग्री द बिगेस्ट लर्निंग फ्रॉम 2017
it can get really big.
Okay, so you should aim higher.
You know, it can get really big even in India.
Oh, okay.
So basically, I have hundreds of billion-dollar companies देखे, few billion, 50 billion, 100 billion, and so on. Finally, 2017 में 400-500 billion dollar की कंपनियां यूएस से बाहर से बन गई. So my theory is that India will definitely make.
Okay. Perfect. And any New Year resolutions?
I made it in Sector Delhi's statement. I wish I do what most traditional, and this must be like a top 78 to 84% of New Year resolution will be. Okay. मैं जिम जाऊंगा, मैं पतला होऊंगा तो बिल्कुल टोटल मासिफाइड वर्जन, मैं जिम जाऊंगा, मैं पतला होऊंगा और
इट्स अ न्यू ईयर रेजोल्यूशन बहुत जल्दी ब्रेक भी हो जाते हैं.
बस तभी तो तुमने पूछा, तुमने कुछ बोला न्यू ईयर रेजोल्यूशन.
Okay, your thoughts on legalization of marijuana in India?
I don't smoke. Holy smoke.
So in that way, right?
I don't know, and मैंने बस जिम मॉरिसन को सुनता हूँ मैं, and he was smoked, stoned. So no, my answer is that here I'm not the customer, I'm not the audience.
Right. Okay. Cool. I think with that we come to the end of this amazing AMA. Lots of questions, lots of answers, super fun. Thank you, Vijay, for joining us today, and thank you everyone for asking questions and engaging with him. You can of course tweet to him on Twitter
At Vijay Shekhar.
At Vijay Shekhar, and
actually that is the best answering space if you want answers and logically legitimate answers.
Right, exactly. So reach out to him there, and we'll come with more AMAs in the future. So stay tuned with Inc42, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.